Hey guys, head over to the official website, which is now open, patriotunfiltered.com. That's right, guys, patriotunfiltered.com. You can find the official Patriot Angle podcast merchandise on the website. Towards the end of this month into the next month, we're going to have free shipping. That's right, guys, free shipping with Patriot1 promo code. That's right, guys. Enter Patriot1, the number 1 promo code, and you'll get free shipping. So head over to patriotunfiltered.com for your official podcast merchandise.
Rated mature audiences only. Viewer discretion is advised.
For all those people who say, oh no, pregnancy, oh no, abortion complications, that means we shouldn't have abortion be legal. That, I'm sorry, but I mean, I had complications and I do not regret my abortion ever. I have never regretted it. It was the best decision.
Patriot Unfiltered Raw. Broadcasting from the Big Peach of Atlanta, Georgia. A show unfiltered, unscripted, raw. The Patriot Angle Podcast.
Hey guys, welcome to Friday's edition. To the Patriot Angle Podcast. Welcome. Got a heated topic here on the show. The abortion battle of 2021 and where it's going. Guys, mixed reviews all over the place, all over the country with this abortion. A lot of people are criticizing Texas, now criticizing other states that want to mirror the Texas abortion law. Guys, I've been asking some people, what their thoughts are and everything else on just the whole abortion thing, right? Is it wrong? Is it right? Guys, my thoughts on it, and I'll be frank about it, my thoughts on it, guys, yes and no. Yes and no. Is it more yes, but more no? Or is it more no than yes? I mean, guys, it could be both ways. It could be both ways on, on aborting a newborn human life into this world. When is it wrong to abort the life? When is it right to abort the life? Guys, it's a difficult question, and it seems to be, when people ask this question, you really can't get a clear answer to it. I look at it in a lot of different angles, and there's a lot of situations too with why women may want to get an abortion or, haven't thought it through to begin with the whole pregnancy. I mean, guys, there's a lot of different things. And you have to be very, very careful on tackling this issue because it's a sensitive one, and it's always going to be a sensitive one. Let me break it down. Okay, the abortion, okay, I'm going to break it down in my own personal aspect, okay? And I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of people that are going to criticize, and maybe some people that will agree with me on this topic. But, and here's my analysis on it. I believe, and this is my belief, guys, other beliefs, I'm just saying, this is my own personal belief, that, and this runs into different types of situations. Okay? And this has always been a tough topic on my show here. I've discussed abortion and similar topics to this discussion on several other podcasts before this. So it's always been a tough, sensitive discussion here on the show, and I'm sure other people out there can relate. I believe, okay, that women that may want to go this route of abortion, okay, may have thought that, at first the pregnancy might have been okay for the woman's decision making and the relationship between the woman and her partner, husband, boyfriend, what have you, at that time. And then fast forward later, the woman is about to become pregnant. She finds out, and it's a decision that they really didn't think things clearly and responsibly at that time. Now, I believe that if a woman doesn't really want to have a child, okay, it should be brought up at a certain stage of the pregnancy, okay, medically, okay, because this also follows the so-called constitutional right of my body, my choice, right? It would follow in that direction of the woman having her right, her constitutional right to terminate the pregnancy due to her constitutional rights, okay? But I believe that when you mix human life, and yes, even though that is an embryo growing inside of a woman's belly, it's still considered human life that is developing. Okay, and I believe at a certain stage of that pregnancy, when a embryo develops a heartbeat, which is roughly about 4-6 weeks, right? Producer Josh, 4-6 weeks? Yes, he's giving me the heads up. Yeah, it's about 4 to 6 weeks, guys, when you develop, when the embryo develops the heartbeat inside the woman's belly. I believe that is the beginning of human life, okay? And to terminate it at that point of that stage, of that process, in my own personal opinion, folks, is considered murder. It is. You are literally terminating, for lack of better words, murdering human life that is developing and growing inside of you, right? And I believe that's wrong. I believe that, and the reason why I'm saying it's wrong is because if you and your partner have, kind of thought this through and just went along with it, and then at the very end, like just out of nowhere, I don't want to become pregnant anymore. I don't want to have this baby. I would like to file for an abortion. Sign papers, do whatever you have to do in a medical facility to abort or terminate the pregnancy. At that point, that baby, folks, has a heartbeat. That is a human life that you are disrupting and you are killing. That's human life. You're murdering human life. Okay, I said this is going to be a very touching and sensitive topic on the show, and I think it needs to be discussed and it needs to be put out there because we're getting a lot of mixed reactions from folks all over the country. I'm seeing on Fox News, I'm seeing on all different types of panels and social media that this is a very sensitive and heated topic. A lot of mixed reactions, emotions, statements, thoughts, posting, comments. I'm seeing it all, folks. And you're going to continue to see this because this topic is It's not gonna go anywhere. Everybody is always gonna have this on their minds because it is a very sensitive and heated topic. And it's a topic that should be discussed from time to time because we ask ourselves, what is the right thing to do? What is the right thing to do? Now, that woman can carry, that child if she doesn't want to have a child. And do I think it's wrong for, after conceiving the child, giving birth to the child, giving it up for adoption? No, I don't think that's wrong because you're giving it to a family. And here's my next go around with it, guys. You're giving it to a family, especially a woman, or, people that are, that may be gay or homosexual that can't have children, right? Because they're attracted to the same sex and they would like to have a child or a baby inside their life. I don't think it's wrong to give that child up for adoption because, like I said, there's a lot of women and a lot of gay men and a lot of gay women that can't have children, and that is the alternative to having a child in their life, to become that new mom or that new set of moms or new set of dads to that child. You were given that child the ultimate win in life, because adoption, folks, is the better alternative than abortion. Let me say that again so I don't confuse any of my listeners or people that are just tuning into this podcast for the first time. Adoption now is the better alternative than abortion. Now, let me go back to the whole abortion thing. Now, in other sensitive topics and situations that may arise, and the woman did not consent to the pregnancy to begin with, we're talking about a very sensitive issue, and I think everybody knows where I'm going with this. Whether if maybe the woman was raped, or she did not consent to the pregnancy to begin with. That is a different ball game, folks. That is a different scenario. That is totally different. Because if the woman was not coherent or did not consent to the pregnancy to begin with, that is a different type of situation. The woman did not have a choice then at that time, and that should be looked at different. The abortion law, whatever state that decides to enact on this, should be looked at clearly and responsibly. With that being said, guys, I'm going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back after these words. I'm going to get more into this very, very sensitive yet much deserved topic that needs to be discussed right after these words. Don't go anywhere.
Hey guys, this episode today is brought to you by our good friends at Harry's.com. What is Harry's.com? It is a awesome, affordable set of razors and other products as well too. Harry's has been around since 2013. Back in 2013, the makers of Harry's, which is a German company, realized that shaving could be easier, more affordable, and as well more enjoyable, right? So they decided to come up with a concept to create super quality razors for the everyday Joe. These razors are super affordable, they're super convenient, and they're easy on the wallet, guys. These are quality blades that are designed in a factory in the country of Germany. Where can you pick up these razors? Just about everywhere, guys. Walmart, Target, Walgreens. I've seen them at CVS. They're just about everywhere where you can buy razors at. If you can't go into a store or you'd like to shop on their website, they do have a website, guys, harrys.com. Visit them at harrys.com, and you can also explore their full range of products, including body wash, bar of soap, face wash, shaving cream, shaving gel, post-shave mist, face lotion, just to name a few. They even have anti-dandruff shampoo and conditioner, guys. Constantly coming out with new products, new set of brands to their brand. So visit harrys.com and mention that you heard it on the Patriot Angle podcast.
Hey folks, back to the show. We're talking about a topic here on the show that I think needs to be discussed on a lot of different angles, which doesn't really get discussed on mainstream media the way it should be discussed. They seem to always kind of skip by this one topic here. I don't know why, but I think it needs to be discussed to basically set the narrative or set the analysis, so to speak, guys, on the whole abortion thing and why it should be looked at clearly. I want to get into a sound clip here to the show of Catholic Joe Biden. Yeah. And the reason why I'm saying Catholic Joe Biden is, well, for one, he's Catholic. And two, if anybody understands the background of Catholicism, is that a word, Josh? I got to reenact myself there for a minute. No, Josh is smiling, laughing his ass off on the other side of the studio here. The reason why I'm using the word Catholic is because Catholics look at this abortion word as something entirely different. So Catholic Joe, guys, back in 2015 was saying that I'm prepared to accept that the moment of conception is a human life and beginning of that human life. This was President Joe Biden in 2015, guys, saying that the moment of conception is a human life and being. A drastic shift from what he told reporters earlier this week. Okay, I'm going to plug this soundbite in here from what he was saying in the view of the wake of Texas's pro-life law taking effect. And this was Biden back in 2015. We'll give you just a comparison of what Biden said in 2015 compared to what he just told reporters last week. Check this out, guys.
I'm prepared to accept that the moment of conception is human life and being. I respect them, those who believe life begins at the moment of conception and all. I respect that. Don't agree, but I respect that. I'm not going to impose that on people.
Yeah. Did you see that, guys? Just the difference between Biden. The first clip we plugged in was Biden 2015, and then fast forward 6 years later, Biden now telling reporters just last week of what he thinks about the abortion pro-life law of Texas. And a lot of states, guys, are mirroring Texas's abortion law. A lot. But now Catholic Joe doesn't agree that life begins at conception. Oh, we agreed 6 years later. What the hell is the difference? What's the difference, Joe? What's the difference between what you said 6 years ago to what you're saying now? Oh, your thoughts have changed on abortion? Your thoughts have changed on conception? I don't understand. Maybe it's because his masters there, his handlers, the one that the ones that are really running the show there on 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, they're the ones that are really running the show. So they're the ones that are saying, "Oh no, Joe, you gotta redo your thoughts here. What you were saying, it just doesn't fit the narrative." Yeah, I think that's what's really going on, folks. Joe has to rewind back to 2015 and say, "Oh, I wasn't really thinking things through." We seem to see that a lot in Joe Biden. Doesn't think things through, right? Don't get me started with Afghanistan. I touched that earlier this week into last week on my podcast episodes, and I'm so disgusted with that. I don't want to get further into it because it's just going to make me upset and very, very mad here on the show. But, now President Joe Biden, guys, who claims to be a devout Catholic, said this earlier today. He did not believe that life begins at conception. Oh, if it doesn't begin at conception, when the hell does it begin then, Joe? Does it begin at 3 weeks? Does it begin at 6 weeks? So, if it doesn't begin at the time of sperm going into a woman's body, right? If it doesn't begin then, when the hell does it begin? All of a sudden, Joe Biden's a freaking medical expert here in the scientific world of pregnancy, right? Telling you. Oh, he's an expert now, yeah. Yeah, he said it didn't begin at conception. But contradicting a key teaching of the Catholic Church. Contradicting that. The president, folks, contradicting key teaching of what they teach in the Catholic Church. Then he goes into saying, "I respect those who believe life begins at the moment of conception, and all I respect that. Don't agree, but I respect that." Biden told the reporters after a speech earlier today at the White House. Then Biden was asked about the new pro-life bill in Texas, banning abortions of unborn children in the womb with the heartbeat, which I said earlier in this show is considered, in my personal opinion, premeditated murder. It's plain and simple. It's murder, folks. You're terminating a newborn human being that is developing and growing in a woman's body that has a heartbeat. If you are terminating that, you are committing murder, and you should be placed in prison. And there should be other alternative measures that are linked to that. Okay? Because this is where I think the abortion law, should basically should set in place here, so to speak. At a moment of time in the process of the pregnancy, a woman should, and this should be looked at the high courts of not only the federal, but the Supreme Court level here. Okay, this should be a law in all 50 states. That a woman, that understands and recognizes the terms and processing stages of pregnancy, and gets to a certain point of her pregnancy where the baby, the fetus inside her belly is developing and is now developing a heartbeat, that I said that usually happens between 4 to 6 weeks, depending on the pregnancy, At that point, when that fetus is developing the heartbeat, in my own personal opinion, and it should be looked at very, very seriously, is at the point of no return. That woman is at a point of no return. She could not return back to if she wasn't pregnant to begin with. She does not have the right, and I'm going to get a lot of people that are going to disagree with me, probably at a lot of different types of different angles here, And hear me out, guys. I believe a woman does not have the right to terminate that pregnancy. Okay? There should be other things where the woman is placed in a protective state with whether it's a federal agency or a private agency. Guys, it should be looked at. It should be looked at because, this is human life we're talking about. And then, I'm going to get some comments probably, well, Mike, what if the woman didn't have a choice and this and that? We already discussed that. If the woman didn't consent, with situations that maybe she would, and this is going to sound drastic, but, she could have been drugged or she could have been at a party and, there was alcohol involved. There could have been so many different things. The woman was, sadly raped and she didn't have a choice. She didn't consent to it. That should be looked at a different level. That's an entirely different situation. But if a woman consents to pregnancy, has the ability to understand where it's at in the stage and the points of that process, that is entirely different, folks. If she completely understands and she has a mentality rate of understanding and cooperating with her own self to understand that she is pregnant and there's a heartbeat developing and she terminates that pregnancy, folks, that is murder. I don't know how many people can't understand that. That's murder. You're murdering a human being. Not a fully developed human being, but damn near almost getting there. I mean, I just don't understand this. In the Catholic Church teachings, this is what they say. That human life must be respected and protected absolutely from the moment of conception. They say that in the Catholic Church. Okay? From the moment of its existence, a human being must be recognized as having the rights of a person, among which is the inviolable right of every innocent being to life. And that's Catholic teaching. That says that in the Catholic Bible, folks. I'm not Catholic. I'm not Christian either. I'm spiritual, but I am being respected, and I'm respecting the Catholic teachings. Okay, just because I'm not Catholic or Christian, I still respect its teachings because other people, they practice that, folks. So I respect that, okay? Biden's answer shows his mind has changed regarding the Catholic teaching about when life begins, as he discussed it at a length in one of his speeches in 2015. All of a sudden, it's changed. It's changed. So I'm sure a lot of people are going to be very, very confused on where this president goes from, because obviously political leaders have high influence on certain American citizens, right? So here's something here I want to basically bring into the show. Okay, a left-wing actress and activist, Alyssa Milano. Everybody remembers who Alyssa Milano was, right? She was in the show Who's the Boss with Tony Danza. We all know who Miss Milano is, right? Okay, which she has now publicly stated that she, is for her left-wing Democratic Party, right? She's a Democrat. So she's also a left-wing activist, okay? Alyssa Milano, folks, ripped CNN for trotting out Jeffrey Toobin to talk Texas pro-life law. Was every woman unavailable, she states? Oh, yeah, listen to this, guys. She called out CNN for giving disgraced former New Yorker writer Jeffrey Tobin a platform to lambaste the Texas pro-life law and stating, "Was every woman elsewhere unavailable?" Milano asked. Why is Jeff Tobin given a platform on CNN on women's rights in the Texas forced pregnancy bill? Was every woman everywhere unavailable? Milano asked of Tobin, folks, who was suspended from the New Yorker last year after he was caught masturbating during a Zoom call with New Yorker and WNYC radio members. Less than a year following his suspension from the New Yorker after exposing himself on a Zoom call with his colleagues, Tobin returned to CNN as the network's chief legal analyst. And this is I got a sound clip here that's relating to this whole thing here on that topic, right? Sound clip number 5, please, guys.
Yeah, Donald Trump is no longer in office, but we are still seeing the reverberations of that decision and that time that he did have. Jeffrey Tobin, what is your response to this dramatic move by the Supreme Court?
Well, I think just the most important thing to emphasize is that Texas, a state with 29 million people in it, abortion is illegal for all intents and purposes. This has never happened in an American state since 1973 when Roe v. Wade was decided. I mean, this is an enormous event in the lives of the American people, and of course especially American women, because this has been a constitutional right that has been understood and reaffirmed over and over again by the Supreme Court. But Donald Trump said repeatedly he was going to appoint justices to the Supreme Court who will vote to overturn Roe versus Wade, and that's what they have done. Along with Samuel Alito and Clarence Thomas, and they have done it in a way that I think calls into question the legitimacy of the court as an institution. They didn't even wait to hear a full argument of a case. They just sort of did it on the spur of the moment without hearing a full case. By declining to intervene in this case, they have effectively overturned Roe v. Wade in Texas, if not in the whole country. And I think, the least the Supreme Court owes us is explanations for what they do. And we didn't even get that from them yesterday.
So, folks, that was CNN's Tobin on Texas abortion ruling. That now, in the whole Roe v. Wade scenario, basically that was Tobin's on Wednesday, this past Wednesday, in reaction to Texas enacting a pro-life law, folks, that prohibits women in their state from killing their unborn children after a heartbeat is detected. Okay, and, folks, you're going to get a lot of mixed reactions. A lot of mixed reactions to this whole topic. Okay? And now we're hearing that, like I said, Arkansas is wanting to basically mirror in Texas's abortion law, and other states along with that as well. 6 Republican states want to literally mirror in Texas. Folks, I don't know how to interact with this type of topic here any better than what I'm discussing it now. Okay, folks, I just don't know. I just don't know. With that being said, guys, we'll be right back after these words. Don't go anywhere. Hey folks, this episode today is sponsored by Degree Motion Sense Dry Spray. Folks, this stuff is great. It doesn't leave any marks like white or yellow stain marks on your clothing. It is by the company Degree, which, if anybody knows, they do make deodorants, but this happens to be their dry spray. So if you're out and about, you don't have enough time to, pretty much stop at the house or wherever and, get the underarm deodorant going, and you need to get rid of that funky, nasty, sweaty smell to you, use the Degree Motion Sense Dry Spray. It's ultra clear, black plus white, anti-yellow stains and white marks. So it's not going to leave any stains or white marks on any of the black or white clothing. I happen to use this from time to time. It's an excellent product. So check them out today. They have a new look. They're available all over the place. Walmart, Target. You can find these in convenience stores, even pharmacies such as Walgreens and CVS. Check them out today, guys. They're super affordable. Degree Motion Sense Dry Spray. Check them out. You'll love it.
O que acende a sua vontade de começar algo? Tem uma faísca em você que te chama para empreender, investir, dar novos rumos para sua vida. E para todos os seus começos, você pode contar com Santander Select. Um banco mais pessoal, mais próximo, mais humano. Um time de especialistas com olhar atento para cada momento da sua vida. Porque você sabe, só quem já deu muitos passos está pronto para continuar começando. Santander Select. Começa em você, começa agora.
Mike Gardner, a host like no other. Unscripted, unfiltered, raw.
Following up on the sexist law, why does the president support abortion when Catholic faith teaches abortion is morally wrong?
Well, he believes that it's a woman's right, it's a woman's body, and it's her choice.
Why does the president, who does he believe then should look out for the unborn child?
He believes that it's up to a woman to make those decisions, and up to a woman to make those decisions with her doctor. I know you've never faced those choices, nor have you ever been pregnant, but for women out there who have faced those choices, this is an incredibly difficult thing. The president believes their right to...
Yeah. No kidding. No shit, Jen. The guy's never been pregnant because he's a guy. This dumbass, I tell you. I know. The president believes in a woman to have her choice, and this and that. Folks, I'm going to close it out here with saying, you're always going to have more women that are that are going to go, pretty much along with this. And I'm not criticizing a woman for this topic here. I'm not. I want to elaborate that for my listeners and stuff like that to understand. I'm not criticizing a woman one bit, okay, by electing abortion. But please, don't just go around thinking that getting pregnant and then all of a sudden getting an abortion is the best answer to all of it. Because pregnancy, folks, okay, should always be looked at on a mature, responsible scale, okay, as life's biggest responsibilities ever. It is, folks. It is one, not one, it is. It should be looked at as life's biggest and largest responsibility of a decision that a woman can not only make for herself, but her family as well, as getting pregnant to begin with. Okay? Which I understand a lot of people, they they don't think it through, and what happens? Well, unfortunately, they become pregnant and they don't realize on how difficult it can be. And I understand that. We see that in majority of young folks, right? And I understand that. I really do. Okay, I'm not criticizing. The only thing I'm criticizing is that when people do irresponsible things, okay, irresponsible. Let me set that word in there, irresponsible. Okay? This type of topic is always going to be looked at not only at a difficult level, but at a level that you'll never get a clear, straight answer. You can't. You're dealing with life. You're dealing with human beings. And yes, a fetus, folks, is considered a human being at its early stages of its life, being introduced in this world. And a lot of people will criticize to me and say to me that, a fetus is not a human being, it's not life. Well, if it's not life and if it's not considered a human being, what is it then? What is it? Because at the end of the discussion, who sounds more stupid? Me or the person that's arguing with me? It's the person that's arguing with me, right? They're the one that sounds naive and stupid and foolish. A fetus, folks, should be looked at, or an embryo should be looked at just the same as a human being. It's life, folks, that is growing and developing. So please, look at Texas as not attacking women, but look at Texas as almost protecting women. Look at states in other states that are following Texas. Look at the states that are using this scenario as protecting women. They're protecting life. They're protecting possibly the next president of the United States, or the next Hollywood actress or Hollywood actor, or the next scientist that cures cancer, or the next astronaut that explores and discovers another planet, another solar system. These are future geniuses that haven't even been thought of yet. Look at that, folks. Look at that scenario. Understand it like that. That's my closing, folks. I hope you enjoyed this podcast, and I hope you learned something. With that being said, guys, we'll see you on the next podcast. Thank you very much.
You just heard an episode of the Patriot Angle Podcast, an Anchor platform.